What up? All right, what up, everybody? Live 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time here in California. How's everybody doing? Drop in on the chat. Let's see what's up. Let's see who's here. Gino Reyes, what up? Kimberly. Where's the LT? He's late. Yeah, that's what we do. We show up late. Coffee in hand. So the lieutenants who used to have meetings up in the front while everybody was, busy working, we'd be talking about like what's going on. Holly, what's up? Damn, it's good to see you. That's a childhood friend right there, Holly. Monrovia. Martin from Ohio, what's up? Arizona. The Jabs, I see you. Smoky Loke Designs. Carlios. All right, so where we at? Bambi, what's going on? Santa Ana, Virginia. Goddamn, what's up? Whittier? That's cool. I rep the West. Bro, what's up? What's good, brother? Thank you for the great content. Keep up the great work. Saludos from LA. Thank you. I'm going to keep it coming. I'm going to keep it pumping out. That's what I do now. Despensa en La Tira. Oceanside in the house. Yeah, I know Spanish. I do. Lawrence Stimson wrote, so basically the political situation in California made you leave your career. All right, so I don't get into politics, right? But I want you guys understand that California is a very, very political state, very liberal, very to the left. While the Department of Corrections is like the same on steroids. They're just following suit. They're following suit because they're in the pocket. And that's not my beliefs. A lot of the stuff, the majority of the stuff didn't align with my values, my morals, my ethics, basic morals, values, ethics, stuff that I learned as a child, stuff that I learned in the military. So yeah, the juice was not worth the squeeze. The money, and they try to silence you, or they do silence you, which is kind of, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the title of this live says Breaking News Live. I actually have some breaking news for you guys. And I'm going to share it with you guys right now. So, damn, we got Graham in the house. Fuck yeah, we got everybody here. So, and if they miss it, that's too bad. They got the notification. Plus we got 91 viewers. All right, cool. 17 likes. Keep smashing that like button. Okay. So, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, they have what's called a Public Information Officer, a PIO. Basically, what they are is, and for each prison, if something happens that's newsworthy or that has to be put out to the media, that is the job of the Public Information Officer, the PIO. At one point, I was in that role. The problem with that is they tell you, Sacramento or headquarters will tell you when to speak up and when not to speak up. So are you really putting the truth out there? No, it's kind of filtered. With that being said, this just in, right? And this is from numerous sources. So not just from one, not just from five. A shitload of people sent me this breaking news that's coming out of Wasco State Prison. And the majority of you, we got 97 viewers on here. Maybe you guys have already heard what transpired in Wasco. Yeah, Enrico, a mouthpiece for the department. Yep. So, on or about a couple days ago, there was an officer, a male officer, and this is from the reports I'm gathering, that, in essence, took the whole prison hostage. Think about that. And why wouldn't Sacramento want to tell you this? I mean, fuck, if you're a California taxpayer and you're paying money, I mean, talk about safety and security. Shouldn't we probably know if prison guards are taking our prisons hostage? And second of all, the question is why? Why would that happen? Like, what's going on? Is it really that bad in the prison system that these people have to go to these great lengths to cry out for help, right? There's so much focus on inmate mental health. So, according to these reports, the officer locked himself in an area of the prison that's a very important area of the prison. Has lots of keys, has some weapons, has access to multiple areas of the institution. Mind you, I've never been to Wasco, but I can only imagine what this area of the prison operates as. It's common sense from my perspective. The report goes on to say that this officer was drinking a bottle of liquor and that he had a gun, a firearm, right? He proceeds to get on the radio and say stuff, right, throughout the institution, throughout the institutional radio. So now everybody's listening. You got inmates listening. It's like, what the hell is going on here? All right. So apparently, I don't know facts, I don't know details, but apparently this officer took his shirt off and had a gun and a bottle of liquor and was holed up in a important part of the prison. Mind you, there was probably more than likely another officer in there with him. You have to be, because that's how the security measures work. So imagine how effing scary it was for that other officer, right? And I don't know if I'm just looked over at the fucking comments. I'm not going to give you guys any names. So I'm never going to give you guys names, right? That's not my style. And I don't even know this officer. Poor guy was probably suffering from some type of mental distress, clearly. So they proceed to call the SWAT team for the prison, the crisis response team. Yes, there's a team that comes and yes, there's a team that comes to the rescue when shit goes south. There truly is. I was also a part of that team, right? So I when I speak, I'm speaking on stuff that I know about, the experience. So give me your guys' thoughts, comments, feedback on the little chat bar there. Like, why wouldn't California put this out, or the Department of Corrections? Like, and if they're not putting this out, what else aren't they putting out? I mean, I know, because I worked for it. So basically, I'm like the public information officer for the California Department of Corrections that's uncensored. How awesome is that? I think it's fucking awesome. So Lupe wrote CDCR and BOP covers up a lot of what goes on. They do. Oh, my mic's too loud. Hold on. Dispensa. So it's my deep voice. My wife always says I'm yelling, but I tell her I got a deep voice. I should have been a background investigator. I would have been back to desk duty. I don't know. I like being in the troops with the trenches, or in the trenches with the troops. Oh, look at this. All right. So yeah, comment, tap in on what you thought about what I just shared, the breaking news right there, and why didn't they put it out? So Lupe wrote, share the story about the black guy who got hit with the Mini 14 in 2010 at Centinela. He wasn't even close to where the incident occurred. All right. Well, that's not true. That's not true about he wasn't near where the incident occurred. The gunner position is right here, on top of the gym. The observation gun post is on top of the gym. All right. So if you're looking, let's say I'm in the gun post right now. I'm looking down. You see the pull-up bars, the little sit-up bars, the dip bars, that isometric exercise area right down underneath you. Right. So level 4, Charlie R level 4 GP. So you have all kinds of gates and fences. You have the center gate going down right here. It's kind of to your front. There was a 2-on-1 stabbing with Southsiders, with Mexicans, right in front of observation. Just goes to show you they don't care. It's nuts. With weapons, right? It's 2-on-1 stabbing with Southsiders. So if they're fighting here, directly behind it is a table, a concrete table, which just so happens to be the blacks' table, the table where the black inmates sit at. The stabbing happens, the yard goes down. Apparently, from the reports, that one black inmate stood standing up instead of taking a seat like everybody else. And since it was a 2-on-1 stabbing that required lethal or deadly force, the Mini 14 was utilized. It was a warning shot, because I don't think the dudes got hit. So it was a warning shot. The round ricocheted, hit the dirt, and when it came up, it hit the black dude in the eye. Lost his eye. That's what happened. The female officer in observation ended up retiring after that because of the stress, because it was an inadvertent accident. But that's crazy that you knew about that, or that you brought that up. That did happen. That's a true story. Dude lost his eye. He probably got paid by the department for sure, that inmate. I would have sued. Ain't nobody trying to lose an eye. Fuck, that's bad enough. I got 2 eyes. I can't see you good. But I appreciate that comment. That's a good one right there. Barry White voice. I rep the West. His vieja forgot to pack him lunch, and the dude went gung-ho. Possibly. Hector, you like tuna tacos? I don't think I've ever had a tuna taco. Oh, how did that end? Sorry, guys. I left you guys hanging with the Wasco situation. He was brought into custody. This poor guy. Well, I say poor guy. I don't know the guy. I can't give you guys my opinion on the situation. I'm here just to relay information. This individual was charged with 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. Like I said, I've gotten multiple sources on this, and it's public information. He was charged with assault with a firearm on a person. Poor bastard. He was charged, that's a felony. He was charged with bringing alcohol, drugs, etc. into a prison jail. That's another felony. And he was charged with a misdemeanor, exhibiting a firearm. Wow. There you have it, folks. Thank God nobody was killed. Thank God nobody was hurt. But that's some serious stuff, man. Like, I'm kind of making light of it, but it's not to be made light of. Like, imagine. Hard Road wrote, "Hey LT, been watching your channel for a little while. I'm glad you're saying the truth on what happened behind the walls. I wish we had an LT like you that had our backs. I also resigned about 4 years ago. I definitely had the troops back, man, because I was raised that way in the military. I did not know no other way. I wouldn't know another way. Massive cover up. Fresno, what up? Oh, Lupe, you were there? Damn. Well, maybe you saw a different perspective. That's what I heard. Damn. Yeah, homie got his eyeball shot out. For sure. Yeah, look I was there. The guy was on the other side of the yard. The homies were doing a 2-on-1. No, the inmate was not on the other side of the yard. I don't know. That was in 2010. We're in 2022. I believe the dude was at the tables right behind the 2-on-1. There was a table behind behind, if you know what I'm talking about. The table along the fence. An officer at RJD went missing for weeks and it was not on the news. Probably across the border eating some Chinese food at Hong Kong. I hear they tend to go down there. I did not get a chance to chop it up with Suge Knight. I was going to. I really, really was going to, but I was just fucking so busy, man, trying to survive against the higher-ups, not, the actual dangers of the job. I was there when it happened. One of the homies involved snuck over the other yard to do. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about since we're talking about Charlie Yard Centinela, you have the gates in the middle that separate the 2 yards, and it's the officers' jobs. It was our job to make sure that the wrong people were not over on the other side. But it's kind of hard to tell when you got a lot of movements and you really don't know who's who, especially if you're new to the yard. Yeah, sometimes dudes will get over to the other side and conduct stabbings. 178 people, 61 likes. You guys better start smashing that like button, people. So Oak Girl wrote, under their policies, they are supposed to call the CHP. They are supposed to be called and investigate if a crime is committed on grounds by staff, but CDCR never follows their own policies. That's for damn true. Hey, Oak Girl, check this out. We had a captain. Now, the captain was an asshole. He was an asshole to everybody. He wasn't an asshole to me. But I liked the guy. I liked him. A lot of people hated this guy. He called the CHP to come to the prison parking lot here in San Diego because a staff member's car was parked where he didn't want it to be parked. The CHP get over, because I was a visiting lieutenant at the time. He comes over, he looks at the captain and says, don't you ever fucking call me over here and waste my time again. I told everybody that story. He was never an asshole to me. But, yeah. Wild. Paisa stories. I got a Paisa story. Well, I got a Paisa story. When I first started, I was in Charlie Gym. And I talk a lot about when I first started. That was more interesting, I think, than being like a lieutenant dealing with bullshit. You guys don't want to hear about paperwork bullshit. So when I first started, I was at Centinela State Prison in Charlie Gym. Charlie Gym, and if Lupe was there, they can attest. It was INS. Well, there was Sureños, Southsiders, and INS in there. That's it. They kept beating up every other race in there. So that's who was in there. In the gym, you have bunk beds. In the back row of the bunk beds, we can't see. We can't see because it's like a walkway, and the bunks are in the way. So we used to call that crack alley. We used to call that crack alley because the gunner, the catwalk, couldn't even go all the way to see that side. That's where they would do the tattooing, the fights, probably smoking dope, cigarettes for sure, and whatever else that they would do in crack alley. Well, this had to have been 2007. So they have these state cups. They have state mugs that the inmates get issued in R&R, like a thick coffee plastic mug where they could drink coffee out of. And they're thick, man. If you get cracked over the head with one of them, it's going to mess you up. So I'm right there chilling at the podium with my partner, and all of a sudden we hear a freaking cup go flying across the gym, bouncing. Like, we just look up, and all the inmates in the gym, all their eyes are on us. So I'm brand new, but I could tell that sound didn't sound right. My partner's like, damn, let's go. So we get up. We look in crack alley. There's a dude face down in a big-ass puddle of blood. This guy got cracked with a cup. Those were paisas. Those were, because they all scattered. But, yeah, those were paisas. Now that's a cup, bro. Did you ever chop it up with OG Trip? I have no idea who OG Triple OG is. I keep seeing that a lot, but I don't know who that is. David wrote, was there any COs from the Green Wall down in Donovan? Man, so many people ask me about the Green Wall. Personally, I don't know about the Green Wall. Like, I know what you guys know about the Green Wall, and that's very, like, minimal. COs or supervisors, we're not sitting around talking about the Green Wall or did this exist? Does it exist? It's probably like an old folks tale, or maybe it happened. Maybe it happened in the early 90s, but I wasn't there. And a lot of the people who I grew up in the department with were not there. I told you I worked down south. So it's not something that, it wasn't a thing. I think it's more of a thing to you guys than it was to us. Like, it wasn't a thing. Unless you guys know specifics, then you guys know specifics. I don't know any specifics. Charlie Jim was INS? Yep. Yeah, Lupe was there for sure. Frank, thank you. Said interesting hearing from the other side. Have I ever seen any COs get tattoos with their internal clicks on them like East LA sheriffs do? No. Nah. There wasn't really internal clicks. Like I said, internal clicks, you have to understand the generation. Look at all your 21-year-olds right now. What are they doing? They're at the club getting drunk. Trying to pull ladies, trying to pull chicks, right? So they're not running around in cliques, and they're not tattooing themselves. They're spending all their money at the bar. In Colorado, they have a combination of locks and a sock. I would freaking hate to get hit with a lock and a sock. Do you have any patches from other police correctional departments? I do not. Border Brothers, Fresno tapping in. What up? OG Triple OG runs the YouTube Yarda. That's cool. I know in LA County Jail they have the 3,000 boys. This is like the third time I've heard about 3,000 boys, but I'm hearing this stuff from you guys. So I never had heard about it prior to this. What's up with hood stocks? Yep, that's in the process. What up, Nino boys? Did I ever try Pruno? Did it ever smell tempting? I never tried Pruno, and no, it did not smell tempting. It smelled like, it's fermenting fruit. It didn't smell good. We would dump that shit. So me personally, I never wrote up inmates for. Fuck, I never wrote up inmates at all. I kind of just, handled it. So I would just get it and throw it outside and just throw it out there. That's it. Throw it in the dirt. If that was the case. Other times they were drinking, like on Super Bowl Sunday, I wasn't tripping. When you start working there, did you become more Republican than Democrat? I don't have a side. But if I had to lean, I'll lean more toward the right than to the left. But I don't have a side. Like, I'm not into politics. I'm into common sense. Did I ever hear about Kiki Camarena's brother? He was a regular back in the day at Donovan. He's from Calesia. I did not. This is the first time that I'm hearing of that. It's interesting. I'm sure the new COs are on TikTok now. That's the new get down. Yeah. Did you ever heard of Bala de Brole growing up in Brole? Saludos, compa. I bet that's my homie also. I hope that's my homie also. That dude was my best friend from Donovan. So I had a best friend at Centinela, and then when I got to Donovan, I made this guy my best friend. Jose Preciado wrote Greenwall CO gang into Hatchippy. State facts, homie. Maybe so. He's saying it. I was never into Hatchippy. I was down south. Donovan and Centinela. Well, this is a good subject. Like, damn, somebody gave me a thumbs down, son of a bitch. So, this is a good subject. Like, that just goes to show you, if you're like into Hatchippy, and then you come, you experience something such as the Green Wall, where it's a bad experience. Then you come to like Centinela, you're probably thinking that all COs are that way, or that's a get down. It's not. It's not. We weren't beating dudes up on the regular for no apparent reason. Was not the get down. So it's good that we're talking about this. That's cool. Every area runs different. Every prison runs different. Every prison has different levels of violence. Every prison has different politics amongst the inmate population. Even Donovan, man, they were so fucked up. Like, as an officer, you're just trying to survive your career. Did I like the honey buns from the canteen? Yeah, honey buns, but not from the canteen. Like, yeah, I like the honey buns. Or the oatmeal cream pies. We used to have that shit in the army. Pruno will give you choro. Is it worth it? Fuck yeah, 233 viewers. Tap into the chats, ask questions. This is an open dialogue back and forth. Ask any questions you want. Did I ever hear about the therapist at Donovan that was smuggling drugs for the inmates? Was I there? I believe that's happened a few times. I believe there was some having sex with inmates. Yeah. Did I ever know of an inmate called Half Pint? I did not. The Voice of Reason wrote, love your channel and content, not hating, but I don't think that the title prison guard and cops should be interchangeable. The general public views our profession as COs or prison guards, not cops. Well, yes, but if you hear inmates talk, they'll say like, oh, the cops, the Hura, the 5-0, it's all the same. I say like cops. I don't say, oh, I'm looking after my COs. I'm looking after my cops. It just kind of rolls off the tongue better, I guess. I never worked at Kern Valley State Prison. "13 Bravos rule the land." What is a 13 Bravo? Is that a combat engineer? Would I have become a cop if I didn't get arrested? Didn't get your... Yeah, probably. Well, that did hold me back for sure. Plus, they have like a polygraph. They have a... I was wild when I was younger. Easy Money wrote, you think them prisoners hitting burpees all day can handle boot camp easier or other physically hard infantry schools? While yes, boot camp and infantry is physically demanding, it's extremely mental. I'm not going to say that inmates are not mentally strong, because clearly they're doing time, but as far as physical goes, you can be weak, and then at the end of the boot camp, you're going to be strong, for sure. The Wolf wrote, what's happening? Here's a good question, and they ask it a lot. After your experiences, do you still recommend CO as a good career for people wanting to become a CO with CDCR? Or would you recommend working as a police officer or deputy sheriff? I would not recommend being a police officer or deputy sheriff in the streets. Hell, they just killed a sheriff in Lake Elsinore. Rest in peace to him. That's unfortunate. That's sad. CO, it all depends if you want the money and deal with the bullshit. Did I ever find crystal meth in prison? Yes. Meth, heroin. Would I rather work in county jails or prison? Prison, because it's more established. Jails to me would be more of a revolving door, more in and out, and more less structure, I think. Who gets paid more, black patches or lieutenants? You don't get paid any more for having the black patches. You don't get paid any more for being an investigative services unit. Enrico wrote, this time by next year, we're going to get the mansion tour video with exotic whips in the garage. You're welcome, Lieutenant Bravo. Yeah, for sure. We're going to roll fucking deep. Right, and don't lose fucking traction, folks. Warriors in the Garden. I started this shit because I knew I wasn't the only one that was a warrior dealing with bullshit and political views. Right? All I'm doing is bringing everybody together. And as you can see, we're fucking deep now. Oh, what's your book about? So if you guys haven't already heard, I wrote a book called, and you could get it on Amazon. The book is called Operation Yard Recall by Hector Bravo. To go over there and show me some love, please. But yeah, it's a good book. It's about the insides of working in a prison, California prison system. Free staff brings in contraband. Yes, they do. But so does custody. Everybody does. Not everybody does it, but it can be a lot of... It can be anybody. Shout out from Corcoran. What's up, Corcoran? Who's the biggest prisoner you've ever seen? When you say that, only one comes to mind. The black dude. And he had the nickname of Monster. And he might not have been the biggest, but he was definitely the meanest looking. He even had like, I think a tattoo that said, and probably those that were in Calipan and Centinela can remember. He had like a tattoo that said monster. Yeah, this motherfucker was a beast. And I would chop it up with that guy too. East Side Brole in the building. ESB. Charlie Art had the LWOPs at Centinela. Yep. Am I selling merchandise? Not at the moment. That can be Monster Cody. No, this dude was a black dude. Cody? No. His nickname was Monster. Young? His last name might have been Young. I can't remember. Lieutenant, when you were drinking, did you do perico? Oh, God. I did a lot of things when I drank. I no longer drink, and I no longer do any of that other stuff. A therapist worked in drug rehabilitation program, did smuggle contraband into the prison. Yeah, it happens. It freaking happens. Look at this homie right here. E-ticket wrote, I pulled a nurse at CRC. I was a clerk in the hospital. My hat's off to you, man. You got to get in where you can fit in, as they say. Where can I purchase a signed book? Hey, so check this out. Since my book, Operation Yard Recall, it's on Amazon, right? So we're in the works right now. We're in the works of doing a book signing. Southern California, San Diego, May 6th. Put it on your calendar. May 6th, the Padres are playing the Dodgers. All right, so if you're in downtown San Diego area, and you guys want to meet up, right, there's going to be a book signing event. So if you guys want to purchase your books now, take it down there. I'll have some there too, but that's what's up right there. Putting that information out there for the masses. I should show the book. Yeah, I got a copy laying around. For sure I will. What do I use for concealed carry? Whatever I feel like grabbing in the safe that day, but Springfield Hellcat 9mm. Yep. How much money to start as a CO? You get $80,000, like $80,000 a year, roughly. I mean, with overtime and everything else, it's up there. Yeah, Martine wrote, that's the second Riverside Sheriff deputy killed in 2 weeks. It's fucking crazy. It just goes to show you it's a fucking Wild Wild West out there. Nobody's caring. Nobody, total disregard for human life. Heisenblue wrote, why do people trash prison guard salaries like it's minimum wage, but it's actually good money? Well, if you look like on the East Coast or Alabama, I always say Alabama because that's what pops up and I see it on YouTube, but those dudes ain't getting paid much, anything. And that's why it's a free-for-all over there. Here in California, we get paid a lot of money. We get really good training. It's just that it's fucking corrupt as far as like politics. If you have any fucking standards or ethics, you don't want to be around that shit. I didn't. Did I ever see a fight that made me laugh out loud? You see some dumb shit, it will make you roll your eyes. So you could tell that they're just fighting to get attention or just for you to stop it on purpose. Because they'll fight right in front of the sergeant's office. And you already know that they're doing that because they want to get caught. Ernie wrote, Hector, do soldiers get high on drugs in the army? When we got back from Iraq, fucking dudes were getting high with weed in the barracks. They didn't give a fuck. I didn't at that time because I wanted a job in law enforcement. Dudes were definitely getting high. Simply Marvis wrote, why are COs lazy? Like they don't want you to be bothered. They probably don't want you to be bothered. Like, maybe that's the way they live their life. Maybe they're at the house on the couch with a fucking TV remote. They don't want even their wife or their kids nagging them in their ear. Andrew Tate got arrested for sex trafficking. What's your take on that influencer? I watch his stuff. I think it's funny. Did I know CO Mars? Yeah. Was his last name Scott? 8 Tray Gangsters? Was he a Crip? No, this dude was a Blood. This monster I think was a Blood, man. Ernie wrote AK-47 or M16. M16 all day long. But the AK-47 is not bad. Was Boxer Enriquez SNY at RJD? No, he was not. Does Wes Watson really own all those cars and beautiful house? Yes, he does. From what I've seen, yeah, for sure. Did I see that dude try to rob people in the restaurant and one dude pulled out his strap and blast him? I didn't see that. I gotta watch it. $4.20 all day in Visa wrote, can you talk about some of the technology they have to disable cell phone SIM cards? A few years back, everybody was looking for a SIM card because they had some kind of technology to disable them. We had cell phone jammers. At Centinela, they had put cell phone jammers around the prison, around the outside of the fence, and you cannot get cell phone reception but the inmates were still doing it. They were still bypassing it. And I think what they were doing is calling 911 since they could still go through as an emergency. When they would answer, they'd hang up and still be able to make that call out. There's that, but in the military too, we had cell phone jammers. These Iraqis, the insurgents, were doing roadside bombs on us where they would attach a bomb to a cell phone, and when they would see us drive our Humvee, they would detonate it. They would blow it up. So we had technology like that would jam the signal. It's a good question. Brian, just ordered your book, brother. Much respect. Thank you. I appreciate that, man, for sure. Appreciate that a lot. Johnny wrote, I agree, Hector. When I worked in Arizona, they started at $17 an hour. Yeah, that's a little bit. You'll be dealing with that kind of environment. We get a lot of COs that come over from Arizona. Newsom takes care of CDCR. It's politics, man. Check this out. I will not say that Newsom takes care of CDCR, but I will say that the governors take care of CHP for sure. Because when we got all those furloughs and pay cuts back in 2009, CHP fucking had it going on. They didn't get impacted. We took a 15% pay cut. Anthony Gonzalez, what up? What up? That's my other homie right there. God damn. Hey. Oh, I think that is a homie also right there. He said, remember the OG white inmate that came from the Bay in R&R? So, I was a watch commander. The R&R was right next door. And a bus came through, and my homie, he was a watch sergeant. So we go over, kind of nosy, kind of seeing what's going on, chop it up with officers, see which inmates are coming in, touching down. There was an old B number inmate, a white dude. This dude had to have been like part of the AB, a part of some. This fucking guy was like a antique type inmate, a convict for sure. B number, old white dude. And I'm like joking with him, like, oh, what do you have, a weapon in your TV? Just kind of just shooting the shit with him. And then he said something like, you're awfully young for being a lieutenant. And I'm like, hey, man, I've been around the block. This dude, without skipping a beat, said, not with those 3 hash marks you haven't. He was talking about the little 3. I had 3 at that time. So 369. And it was fucking good. We all just started laughing. Yeah, the dude got me. He clowned me. Told him I'd been around the block. He said, not with those 3 hash marks you haven't. This dude probably been on down 40 years. But, yeah. Northside Sanjo, what up? Did CDCR ever hit you with drug tests trying to jam you up? Yeah, they do random drug tests, but I was not doing drugs when I was in the California Department of Corrections. When I got back from Iraq, that was a different story. That was before the California Department of Corrections. So I had no problem taking drug tests. I'll fucking take one right now and pass with flying colors. Any South versus North stories? Nope, because I was only down south. I never worked with Northerners. Why am I terrorizing folks in my Tesla? Did you guys see that shit? Hey, if you guys haven't tapped into my Instagram account, go over there right now. It's Hector_Bravo. Go over there and give it a follow. And I say that because I posted something on that. That dude looked exactly like me, or I looked like him. That was not me. I don't even need to be owning a Tesla. I'm over here trying to spread positivity, not beat people up with a fucking crowbar. Riverside has always been known to hit up cops. Fuck, that's what it fucking looks like. God damn. Stoic Oak did time from 1982 to 1989. When Wasco, that's a long time ago. You can't imagine what it's like locked up now. Just imagine a circus. Just imagine a circus with clowns, with like midgets, with like people juggling, a fucking free-for-all, man. Motherfuckers juggling chainsaws is just wild. Especially if you're used to structure and like structure, discipline, you would lose your fucking mind. I lost my mind. How old am I? I'm 38. 38 years old. Born in 1984 when Nintendo was good. And if my homie Anthony Gonzalez on here, we used to watch Keenan and Kel, or My Brother and Me. You guys remember that show, My Brother and Me, back in the day? Did I know Officer Chacon from RJD? Yes. How is Calipatria prison? I've never worked there, but it's a fucking violent and a good prison to work at, from what I hear. Escondido, what up? Inmate Fortman? No, it was not that guy. I know who that guy is. No, this was nope, not that guy. I wouldn't even be talking about that on here. That's why when I saw that name, I'm like, fuck, why does it sound familiar? And then I just remembered. This dude's trying to have me killed right now. You remember the CO they called Super Mario? He was a straight up paisa. I can't remember that one. What prisons would you avoid working as a CO? For sure, all women's prisons and RJD. like the plague. I would avoid working at CSP Sacramento, because mental health. Anywhere where there's mental health. How many crooked badges have you run across in your career? A lot. A lot. Not like an extreme amount, but a lot for me to say a lot. Right? One is too many. For my standards, one is too many. So a lot, because it was definitely more than one. Oh, the homie wants me to give a shout out to his boy, Jack Himoff. Any celebrities you came across? Yeah, the Menendez brothers, Suge Knight, they were in there. Drew, good looking out. What's my everyday carry gun? Yeah, the Springfield Hellcat. Don't be trying to plot on me either. I'll be carrying extra magazines. Those two brothers still at Donovan? Yeah, Suge Knight. Yeah, they're there. Can't find me on IG, Hector_Bravo. Did I watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? Hell yeah. I watched all those shows. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Salute Your Shorts. Wild and Crazy Kids. What's that one? Family Double Dare. Tapping in from Mexico. What up, Mexico City? Goddamn. Every yard at Donovan was bad. Well, just to answer that question in a nutshell, if you're talking about no good, there was one good yard, as you guys would say good. It was GP. But no, Donovan, Delta Yard was good. That was a level 3 SNY. The fucking cops there. The cops, I mean, it varies, but I like Delta Yard, man. That was my home right there. Delta Yard was a good yard. I liked it. What up, Bassett, San Gabriel Valley? Have you ever had a spread? Yeah. I did a week in jail prior to becoming a CO, and I ate a spread. It's true. Did I ever abuse your authority or took out your anger on an inmate? Be honest. All right, check this out. And here's the truth. Inmates used to antagonize, right? Test me, challenge me. Not just me, though. You're going to get tested. But back then, they would have riots. So I remember those inmates. So let's say you have a black and a Mexican riot. Now those inmates are fighting. So now I'm allowed to use force to stop them. So I didn't use excessive use of force or unnecessary use of force, but I used force to stop them. So it's not abusing your authority or took out your anger. It was taking out something. It was remembering like, oh, you wanted to act like this. You wanted to, so here's this. But I'm doing it to stop the fight, right? Stop the stabbing, stop this. But that's me being honest. If there was a green light, the green light got taken. But I know I didn't run red lights, if you know what I mean. I never fucking set nobody up or did anything out of pocket. I didn't abuse my authority. That's not abusing your authority. That's just fucking taking advantage of a situation. Did you ask that? No, you said abusing my authority. Oh, yeah, 2 underscores. Pamela, what up? Binge watch my shows. So what are the reasons for not wanting to work at a women's prison? I believe the allegations. I don't want females to be saying that I'm hitting on them, raping them. The allegations. Male inmates do that at male prisons to male officers. Could you imagine a female prison? Other than Wes Watson, did you ever meet any of the prison YouTubers back when you were a CO? No, YouTube just barely, to me, YouTube just barely blew up. I know it's been around, but I didn't, the focus or the emphasis wasn't on that, what it is right now. Jason, what up from East Los? How do chinos and other inmates function together on SNY yards? SNY yards are different, man. They're just, it's not like a GP. You, as an officer, you don't got to worry about getting stomped out or rushed by everybody. Like a GP yard you would. Whoever just dropped those $10, thank you. Appreciate it. I could stop eating those soups that I've been fucking taking down lately. Tales from the Crypt. Yeah, I remember that shit back in the day. My brother and me. Would you appear at Soft White Underbelly with Mark? Yeah, I would. I actually sent the dude an email, but then nobody ever responded, so. What do I think about the ATF pistol brace ruling for the AR and the AK pistols? I don't pay attention to the fucking, I don't pay attention to the ATF and all their rules. Because they're constantly changing them, and it's just all fucking political. I don't understand what the BS is. Santa Maria, what up? Have I ever witnessed any beans smashing in there? If that's what I think it is, no. What do I think about the movie American Me? I just saw it the other day. I hadn't watched it in a long time, because when you're working in a prison, you don't want to come home and watch Lock Up. You don't want to watch prison movies, but I saw it, and it was, I like the movie. I like it. What do I think about it? I think there was a lot of controversy behind that movie. I heard the SNY is a new GP. As far as numbers goes, yeah. All right, so I'll be wrapping it up shortly. I just wanted to say what's up and drop that breaking news. If you guys missed that breaking news, at the end of this video, you can always go back. It was about a Wasco officer going nuts, holding the prison hostage. Do you believe a lot of the dudes in prison could have been good soldiers to serve our country? It's all about mindset. It's all about mindset, their mentality. You know, some people go down the path of gangs. Other people go down the path of military. Other people go down the path of education, college. I think it's all mindset. Whatever your heart is in at the time. I said mindset, but I talked about heart. Yeah, it's like whatever you feel like getting done. I mean, if you want to smash on your rival, gang territory or your enemy, then that's what you want to do. That's what you're gonna do. I wanted to fuck up the people that mess with our country. That's what I wanted to do. So it's just about that. Yeah, Donovan had number yards back in the day, and then they changed it to the letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D. Telly, thank you. Burger King or McDonald's? Damn, fuck. McDonald's, to me, fucks me up when I eat it. Like, tears up my stomach. But I still would choose that over Burger King. And the fries are better. Hypervigilant, got to respect your honesty, tip my hat to that. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Plus, I'm older now, man. I know I'm only 38, but I'm just tired. I did get re-energized, though, like a burst of energy when I resigned. I'm fucking great now. Tired of the BS, I should say. Saludos from Norwalk, Sela, what up? I don't know. There's so many CO Rodriguez's, I don't know. So many. What kind of background do I have? Get that on Amazon. I think your channel is pulling a lot of covers. Can you elaborate on that? Like exposing people? I kind of understand what you're saying. Pulling a lot of covers, like exposing the fucking truth out there. LT, it's like you are in good standing with the homies. I'm not in bad standings. I never put myself in a position to be in bad standings. And that's why I have this confidence. That's why I have this. I don't got to look over my shoulder. I know I didn't do nothing wrong. Guvo respects Uptown San Diego. What up? Red Shoe Diaries. Never heard of it. Would I go to the Hoodstocks podcast if invited? Yeah. I've been in talks with that guy, but it's, I think, February. We're shooting for February. If I had to join Sur or North, which one would you join if you have to? Be honest. That would be a biased question because I'm from Southern California and I've never been in Northern California and I've never worked in Northern California. So it would have to be South because I'm from down South. Not that I'm requesting to be jumped in, guys. So please, by all means, don't jump me in there. Have you ever worked DMH? No. SNY sucks. Oh, it's just different. So fucking different. What's the stinkiest vato you remember? I don't know. There's been a few stinky ones, especially in the summertime when you're fucking doing strip outs and work change and like cell searches when you turn off the water so they don't flush fucking weapons or dope. And that's just, you got shit brewing in the toilet for hours. Taco Bell or Del Taco? Fuck, you guys are hitting me with these fucking, oh man, Jesus Christ. Okay, fuck, man, if I had to pick one, shit. If I had to pick one, it's going to be Del Taco. They got that spicy jack quesadilla that Taco Bell does not have. Get on TRT, Hector. Yeah. Yep. Saludos, SV16. What up? Would I ever interview a gay ex-con? I would interview anybody that has a story that was worth listening to. Has there ever been a religious war in prison? No, it's all race. Race wars. My conscience is good. Appreciate that. Is Big E still a guard on 3 Yard? Big E. I knew a Big E, and Big E retired. Hey, Chicago, John Doe, what's up? Wish a guard from Illinois prison will make a channel, or can you interview one? Yeah, if anybody's tapping in from Chicago, which I know you guys are, fuck, let me know, man. I think I've already situated myself on YouTube, kind of, so now it's time to move. As you guys can see, I got my fucking little high-speed mic here, nice little backdrop. So yeah, let's start doing these interviews. People on the web don't approve of the integrate. I don't get why not. These vatos are gangsters and thought they would be down with the bloodshed. Well, Sucker Free 01. You wrote, meaning a lot of SNY YouTubers that seem to make interview themselves look more than what they are. You explain how SNY yards are. No, SNY can be extremely violent, okay? And from what I've heard, like probably Salinas Valley, High Desert. Oh my God, I heard High Desert SNY is extremely violent. Maybe, I don't know if Tehachapi has an SNY yard, but if you came from one of those yards as an SNY, oh, stuff is happening. Stuff is happening. It's just there's weird shit. Like it's a free for all. It's not structured. I mentioned one of my officers getting stabbed with a weapon tied to his hand. That was an SNY yard with an SNY inmate. He was a level 4 override on a level 3 yard. He was SNY. I don't know if I've told you guys the story yet about the one guy that stabbed the child molesters in the neck a couple months ago. That was an SNY yard. And he was a former higher up of the white faction, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's not that maybe they did put in work. Like it's a high possibility that they saw some stuff and did some stuff. So yeah, not taken from them. It's just SNY yards are wild. Do I have a disdain for SNY inmates? It's not a disdain for SNY inmates. It's that I prefer general population, GP, more. And it all varies on what yard you're on. Yeah, SNY inmates. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys that'll be crying at the program office trying to spill the beans. And I'm like, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, you're known for telling. I didn't ask you to give me information, so stop. Go, take it home. What's my background? I'm Hispanic, Latino, Mexican. I bought your book, Hector. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. That's the real breaking news. Former CO becomes Sureño. Del Taco's hot sauce is also better. It's pretty good. Do you speak Spanish? Yes, I do. Jose Rodriguez, that's true. Jose Rodriguez wrote, your channel is blowing up, carnal. Keep up the hard work. I got family from both sides of law enforcement, CO, and some living that gang life. But at the end of the day, it's all about respect. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, I'm able to come out and talk like this now. I'm able to, but like, if I was working there, I wouldn't be able to do that. And you guys understand that. And the same way that if you're in prison and you're like a general population, you can't come and talk to the cops freely. So yeah. The next live will be on Wednesday. So I'm going to be logging off now, but I'm going to be logging off. Just wanted to say what's up to you guys. And so Wednesday, I'll drop a little link on here. What's the first funniest moment that comes to your mind while you were deployed to Iraq? Well, the first funny thing, and you kind of caught me off guard here, but the first funny thing I can remember is that we were the city of Samara, October 1st, 2004, we invaded the city of Samara. It was like Fallujah, but the month before Fallujah, because Fallujah was in November 2004, and on a smaller scale. It wasn't as big of an invasion as Fallujah. So after we captured the city, there's bad guys in there. We were on the outskirts of the city pulling security, and my buddy Hill, this nerdy guy from Texas, God bless him, he was in like the driver hatch, and we started getting shot at, and without saying anything, I like put my M16 right by this dude's head, right here, and he's like, no, bop, 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 and I just like, I like blew out this dude's eardrums, and that was funny. So now that was just the first thing. Sure, there was probably more, but that was just the first thing I could think of. Him yelling at me not to shoot, and I shot. What's my post-workout meal? Protein shake. My MOS, 11 Bravo Infantry. All right. Hey, you guys have a good night. I'll see you guys next time on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'll drop that live. Thank you guys for dropping in.